Thank you. So as I mentioned, our chair wasn't able to make it tonight, and I'll be happy to call the meeting to order on his behalf if there's no concern with that by the members. So on behalf of the chair, I'll call this meeting to order at 6:03 p.m. on September 30th, 2020. And this is the Charter Review Commission. In the interest of public health and safety and pursuant to the Governor's Executive Order N-2920, members of the Charter Review Commission and staff are participating in this meeting by teleconference. In accordance with the Executive Order, the public may view this meeting online, but not in Executive Conference Room C-103. The city launched a virtual commenting portal, e-comment, that allows residents to comment and participate in the meeting from their own homes. You can find the link to e-comment at www.chulavistaca.gov/boards. Your comments must be received before I call for the close of the commenting period in order to be considered. After the commenting period is closed, I will announce a brief pause to allow the commissioners time to read any comments that have been received. If you have difficulty or need assistance with e-comment during the meeting, please contact Christina Hernandez for assistance at chulavistaca.gov. And I'll now ask the secretary to call the roll.
Commissioner Budding. Commissioner Budding? I'll come back to you. Commissioner.
Sorry.
Okay, thank you. Commissioner Disharoon?
Here.
Commissioner Glantz? Commissioner Glantz? All right, I'll come back to you in a second. Commissioner Hopita?
Here.
Commissioner McDonald?
Here.
And Commissioner Glantz?
Christina, I see Commissioner Glantz on the attendee side. I'm wondering if that may be the one that he's trying to join right now.
I see 3 Commissioner Glantz boxes, so I'm not sure if he tried to log in several times. Oh, there he is. I see him now. Video.
Hi, thank you. And Chair Schofield is absent.
Thank you very much. The first and only item on the agenda is review, screening, and possible amendment of the selected applicants to interview for appointment to the 2020 Redistricting Commission in accordance with Charter Section 300.5D and the Commission's approved process. And so I wanted to explain to the Commission first, thank you so much for joining us again. I know this meeting was unexpected. In reviewing all of the information that we had presented to the Commission after last week's meeting, we found that 2 individuals with the same last name had their districts transposed. And so the information that the Commission was working on wasn't correct. And so, Christina, if you could share the slide, I'd like to let you know where we're at right now, and then we can ask, the Commission can decide how it wants to proceed moving forward. So Christina's going to display here, if you could display the 15 members who were selected. So if you recall, we went through the process of nominating individuals to be selected and selecting the top 15 candidates to be interviewed. There, following the diversity analysis, there was emphasis placed on making sure that there was adequate district representation. Unfortunately, the error that was in the data that we were using was in District 2, which was already the lowest represented district. And so making that correction, that results in making that correction of the applicants that the Commission selected. That makes 4 individuals that are in District 1, 2 candidates now that are in District 2. That was 3 last time, what the Commission was working under. There are 6 candidates in District 3, which was there had been 5 before, and then there's still 3 candidates in District 4. So the one individual who had the incorrect district was showing as District 2, but actually is in District 3. And so there's a number of things that the commission can do. We held off on notifying any of these applicants that, pending the commission's decision on how it wanted to move forward. Some options for you is, one, you can leave the 15 as they stand. Another option that you might want to consider is if it's important to the commission to make sure that there's, at least 3 applicants for each district, that you could select another individual from District 2 and just add that to the applicants that you already have here. So you would have 16 individuals to interview, or you can come up with another process to address the situation. So we truly apologize for the error and appreciate you coming back together so that we can get this corrected early on and make sure that we have the right candidates come before you for interview. So with that, before I ask for deliberation from the commissioners, I'd like to ask for any questions first, just questions only, and then we'll open up the 2-minute commenting period and allow any members of the public who may be attending to comment on this item. And then after we allow the 2-minute public comment period, the commission can go forth with its deliberation and decide how you'd like to handle the situation. So first, are there any questions from any of the commissioners?
Yeah, can Christina put up the list of the top 20 that we were working from last time?
Yes. And in the top 20 with the districts corrected, there still are only 2 candidates in District 2. So if the commission wanted to add another individual from District 2, then you would be looking farther into the list outside of the top 20. And we have that information available for you as well.
Do we have a list of all the people from District 2?
Yes, we can sort by people from District 2.
Could you put that list up so we know who's available from District 2?
Sure. What Christina also has done is she has a tab that shows the 17 individuals who received 1 nomination, and there are some candidates from District 2 in that group that received at least 1 nomination.
That's better.
So,
let's show that list then.
You're certainly not limited to that group, but we thought that might be the direction that the commission may want to go. So here you see that there's 5 candidates from District 2, and these are the individuals who received 1 nomination. Commissioner Hopita?
Was there somebody removed from our list of 15, or or you just kept that 15 and then just corrected the district? What was the one that was mistakenly District 2?
Yes, we kept the same 15. We haven't changed anything that the commission decided last time. So it's the same 15 that the commission decided on. It's just all we did was correct the district. That there were 2 candidates with the same last name, and their districts were transposed in our data. And so
who was the one that was corrected?
Christina, can you go back to that 15 list? I believe it was Mr. Castillo.
Yeah, that's who it was.
Christina?
That's who it was.
Yeah. And so we had him marked as District 2, but he was actually District 3. And there's another candidate with the same last name who was opposite of that.
Can we go back to the last list, please?
So in other words, we're going to need another male candidate to balance out the.
There we go. Yeah.
The gender. I'm assuming.
We haven't changed anything with the 15, so that still is as it. Those candidates are all still the same as what the commission selected, so that would be in your discretion at this point. Commissioner
I would
Desharon?
like to just add, sorry, just in regard to that, I would like to add that was the only discrepancy. So the race, gender, the diversity analysis that we did show you all stayed the same. The difference was that just for 1 district.
So this is Commissioner Desharon, and I appreciate what you guys have done, making the correction, getting us back together very quickly. As I walked through the process, we decided to each compiled 12 acceptable or proposed candidates. We collaborated, came up with a list of 15. We swept it for diversity with geographic diversity as a focus. We did have an issue with District 2 being a little bit underrepresented, I believe, and now it's even a little bit off. However, the next steps is we'll interview the candidates, then we down select to 10, and correct me if I'm wrong, this is my first time doing this, and then out of the 10, the city group randomly selects 4, and those 4 decide the remaining 3 out of the population of the 10. Is that correct?
Yes, that's right.
And then within that step, there is a further evaluation for that random and down selected 3 from a diversity standpoint. Is it at the 4 or is it at the 7? We assess again to ensure that we have accurate diversity representation, or as best we can, with geography being a part of that assessment.
Carrie, I'll
Did you
respond.
want to field that question?
Sure. So the way it works is that you will narrow it down to your list of 10. The city clerk will then randomly choose 4. So there is no analysis at that point. It's a random selection. And then there is another analysis to be done by that 4 when they choose the final 3. And the basis for that is, if we're going to stick with geographic diversity, for example, you could have the potential that all 4 of those that are randomly selected are all in District 1. So in order to get a more diverse final commission, that those 4 can take that into consideration when selecting the final 3. So their purpose in doing that analysis is to round out the commission so that that randomness doesn't skew things too much.
So if we chose to accept the list as is, with the correction, of course, there will be further scrutiny in the process as to whether or not the districts are all, represented at some level.
Yes. Well, you will do it. You can do it again also when you choose your 10.
Correct. So there's 2 more steps.
What did you do?
I just knocked over my monitor. Okay.
Okay, don't yell at me. So there's 2 more additional geographic evaluations, if that's what we're after, or if that's what the gap is in the steps. We could accept the list tonight, and we get 2 more chances to ensure that I would say, District 2 is, appropriately represented.
Yeah. Yes. However, at first, the next analysis is for the pool, so not necessarily the final commission, right?
Correct.
If that makes sense.
It makes perfect sense. So
Okay.
there's 2 more opportunities to make sure that the district representation is at the level that we all accept.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much.
I propose we add.
Commissioner Budding?
I propose we add just 1 more person from District 2.
Before we get into deliberation, if I could ask, if there aren't any more questions, I'll ask Marisa if she can set the 2-minute public timer, and we'll take any public input that we have. And then we can go into deliberation, and the commission can discuss how it would like to handle the situation.
I have a question.
Yes.
What was it that we were just seeing on the screen in terms of that box, 8522, I think it was? Because initially I saw a breakdown where 2 was underrepresented, was overrepresented in terms of numbers. Just trying to get clarity on that.
So I believe that was the difference between the 15 selected and then the 17 people who received 1 nomination. So moving down to the next group of candidates who the commission before had previously selected from those candidates who received 2 or more nominations. There's no one else in that group who's in District 2. So now this one that you're seeing where there's 8 people in District 1, 5 people in District 2, and then 2 people in Districts 3 and 4, Those are the 17 individuals who received one nomination. Christina, if you could click on the 15 that were selected, I think that's the other box that you're speaking about. And these candidates are the candidates that the Charter Review Commission has selected to move forward with an interview with the corrected districts displayed here. So with the correction, there's one person for District 1, 2 people for, excuse me, 4 people for District 1, 2 people for District 2, 6 people for District 3, and 3 individuals for District 4.
So I think we should.
Did that answer your question?
Yeah, I think we should be looking at taking 2 away from 3 and adding them to 2.
So if there aren't any other questions from the commission, I'll ask Marisa or Christina to set the 2-minute timer, and we'll solicit any public comments that there may be on this item, and then the commission is free to move forward with discussion and any action that it would like to take. And the 2-minute timer has elapsed. There were no comments received on this item on e-comment. And Christina, did you receive any comments by email?
There were no comments received by email.
Okay, thank you for that. So now I'll turn it over to the commissioners to discuss how they'd like to handle the situation. It sounds like we heard one speak in support of adding another applicant for District 2, one for changing an applicant in District 3 and adding to District 2. If you'd like, Christina, if you wouldn't mind sharing perhaps the list of 15 that were already selected, we can start there, and then we're happy to scroll through that information for you as well.
Can we have both lists up there, the list of 15 and then the list of everybody that received one vote? Perfect. So,
So just to orient everyone, the list on the right is the 15 that are selected, starting with David Bain. The list on the left is the list of the 17 individuals who received one nominee.
following up on what Dean was talking about, because we have another opportunity to make sure that we have district diversity. I think if we just add one person from District 2, we can go ahead and make sure that there's at least two people in District 2 who are within the 10 finalists if we want that. I'm not opposed to interviewing one extra person. And I already know who from the list of one who I would agree to from District 2, and that would be Mr. Polito.
I agree with Commissioner Budding. We should just pick another applicant from District 2.
I would be okay with that, and I don't mean to be petty, but 3 is overrepresented. I don't know why we wouldn't try to even those up. So that would be my objection to leaving it that way.
Yeah, but we can even it up during the cut down to 10 though. So I would be really surprised if we had half of the people from 3 in the 10 finalists kind of thing.
I agree with Commissioner Budding's suggestion.
Is that in the form of a motion and a second?
I make a motion to adopt Commissioner Budding's suggestion, which I totally forgot to reword.
Of adding only one more person to the list from District 2.
Yeah, what he said. I make a motion for that. I make a motion for that.
I'll second that.
Just a comment. I'd be okay with that, with the understanding that we get an even distribution finally. So I'll support it with that comment.
Okay, thank you. And I'll ask Marisa if she could please take the vote by roll call.
Sure. And before I do that, I'm sorry, who seconded?
I did.
Thank you. Commissioner Budding,
Aye.
Commissioner Disharoon,
Aye.
Commissioner Glantz,
Aye.
Commissioner Hopita,
Aye.
Commissioner McDonald. Aye. Thank you.
Okay, so that passes unanimously with 5 in favor and no opposed. And now the commissioner can proceed with discussing who they'd like to add. Commissioner Budding recommended Richard Polito. I believe there are, would it be helpful for us to sort this list by District 2 so you can see all the District 2 candidates together?
It's pretty clear on the list that we have right now, so.
Okay. So I'll open it up to any other commissioners who have thoughts. Yes, Commissioner Hopita.
Personally, my ranking of Polito was not very well. I mean, I would prefer John Kressler. He was part of my original 12 that I chose. But I won't resist on that if we do a final vote on Mr. Polito. But I just want to make known that I didn't rank him too highly on my list. He wasn't even on my 12.
Commissioner McDonald?
The people that we have left from District 2, I wouldn't have them on my list at all. And since we didn't know who we were looking at, I haven't had a chance to look at anybody's resume. So to be honest, I would be willing to accept the majority's pick of whoever we're going to pick because I don't know any of these candidates.
I would actually go along with Edgar's recommendation of Mr. Kressler too. I had him as a potential candidate on my list, and it looks like he does a lot of data analysis, and for this particular commission, that's probably a good skill to have.
Yes, Commissioner Disharoon?
Yeah, both of those applicants scored the same. They were in my second tier, so either name is acceptable to me.
Do we have a motion from a commissioner on either of those applicants?
I move that Mr. Kressler be the 16th.
I second it. Edgar Hopkins seconds it.
Thank you. And Marissa, if you could please take a roll call vote.
Commissioner Budding,
Aye.
Commissioner Disharoon,
Aye.
Commissioner Glantz,
Aye.
Commissioner Hopita,
Aye.
Commissioner McDonald.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you. So that's a unanimous vote, 5 in favor and none opposed. And that was our only item of business today. So thank you again for joining us this evening, again, so that we can make sure that we get the right applicants before you. So we'll proceed with notifying these 16 applicants and having them do their video candidate statements to present to you at the next meeting. And Jill, yes.
When is the next?
Thank you. Thank you, Carrie. Thank you, Commissioner Glantz. That's where I was going next. So currently we have planned to hold a special meeting on the 7th, which is next Wednesday, and then our regular meeting will be on the 14th. So is that sufficient time to allow notice to those applicants to prepare and submit their recorded statements? Or is the commission in favor of going out to the 14th for that purpose? And I don't know if we need 2 days for that or not, and then scheduling a special meeting after that.
Commissioner Disharoon?
Yeah, I think a week to answer 2 questions is adequate, and I would stick with the schedule that you just described.
Is that the consensus of the commission to stick with that schedule? Yeah. I see Commissioner Budding, Commissioner Disharoon, Commissioner Hopita, Commissioner Glantz. I think I have 5 nods. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Jill. And any other comments before we adjourn the meeting? Okay, thank you. So this meeting is adjourned at 6:32 p.m. and we will see you all next week.
Thank you
very
Carrie.
much.
Bye.